everyone. I hope you enjoyed the stop animation video that I made in Lego Movie Maker. I just want to, on this screencast, kind of show you where you need to go in order to do your astronomy project. So first of all you need to do is type in Silver Spring International Middle School. You're going to go to the Media Center page, and then you're going to click on Inquiry Projects right here. And since you're in 8th grade, you're going to go look for astronomy over here in this section right here. Go ahead and click that. It opens another tab to a Gather and Organize info page. Now, there's a lot of different databases on this page that you can use in order to research your astronomy topic. So, right in here we have a bunch of different websites you can use, and it kind of depends on your astronomy topic as to which one you're going to choose in the middle right here. We also have ImageQuest and NASA's Image of the Day over on this section, and the rest are kind of databases or places where you can find information about your topic. Now, I don't want you to get discouraged when you go to search up information for your astronomy topic, because not all of these websites are going to have things that are useful for you. Like say I'm doing space travel and I click on Astronomy Magazine, which usually has a lot of good up-to-date articles about things going on in astronomy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search up space travel, and I'm going to look at the articles that come up on the left side here, and there's really not a lot of good information on this website for space travel. It talks about distances in space, runaway stars. And as you can see, this might not be the most useful resource for me if I'm doing space travel. Space travel is kind of a new thing though, so it'll probably have a lot more information on other topics as opposed to space travel. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to the last page, and then maybe I'll try something else. So I just don't want you to be, think there's nothing on your topic if you can't find it on the first source that you use. So check out some of these. Remember that you need at least one source that comes from this page for your astronomy topic project. Second tab here is the bibliography, and you guys have all worked with Noodletools before, but it's just a quick link to get there. If you clicked on this image right here, the Noodletools website will become open, and then you can start putting in your sources that you used for the project from probably this tab or whatever other database that you choose to use. Now the last tab here is a bunch of different ways that you can present your astronomy project, and while there is an oral component to the astronomy project, you can choose a bunch of different presentation mediums that might not even require you to say anything to the class. Maybe you've already done the animation, recorded some audio. It all depends on which that you choose, which presentation medium that you choose here. And there's a lot of different choices. Now, you don't have to choose something that's on this list, but it might be worthwhile to just check out a few, or if you're familiar with one that you want to use, make sure that you get it approved if it's not on the list here. But before you actually start making your presentation, there's a very useful video right here on how to give an effective presentation. So you might want to check out that video first before looking at some of the presentation mediums that you use. Now for the remainder of this video, I'm going to show you some of the ones that I learned about in one of my classes that I thought might be useful for doing an astronomy presentation. And the particular topic that I chose was space travel. So, use this as a resource for when you're trying to do your astronomy project, but also use the remainder of this video in order to think about what you should do for your astronomy project as far as presentation or how things should be presented to the class. And the next things that are coming up, just keep in mind that I recorded those all in advance. So if you don't want to be in front of the class talking, there's options for you if you don't want to be doing that.
Hello Space Cadets, this is Bob, and today we are talking about space travel. Let me show you my trusty satellite explorer. Wait, stop! Ugh! Back up. Back up. So this is my satellite. So it can only orbit objects, but many people think of rockets, and that seems to be our only way off the Earth. But it would take us 100,000 years with those to get to the next near star. So that's why I'm holding out for NASA force fields. Yeah!
The universe is massive, and it was expanding at a rate of 68 kilometers per second, according to measurements made by Edwin Hubble, who helped find evidence for the Big Bang Theory. Not only is our spacecraft slow, but the universe is still getting bigger. In order to travel to faraway places, our spacecraft need to travel much faster. The fastest recorded space shuttle moved at a speed of 25 miles per second, which was NASA's Juno shuttle. If we want to have any hopes of traveling to other space systems, we need to move as fast as 671 million miles per hour. Alright, so there are like two problems with space travel right now. One thing is our fuel for space travel weighs a ton, and it even costs a lot more to take it on a rocket ship and try to use it as you go long distances. One of the other problems has to do with UV radiation. A spacecraft has to be built out of something that can deflect UV radiation, otherwise if it gets to an astronaut, it can cause a multitude of health problems like cancer. Now, one of the other things that's very hypothetical right now is that NASA's coming up with this idea of a warp drive where you can actually bend space and time at the same time. Now, if they could do that, that would be able to make a spacecraft go faster than the speed of light.
So let's recap what we've talked about so far. We talked about some of the vessels of space travel, which are rockets, like you see in these images here. We also talked a little bit about satellites, which just orbit objects, so that's not really useful for space travel. And the last thing we might have hinted on was the idea of rovers. These are just ways to get around on planets once you actually land on them. We also talked about how space is huge. So every light on this image is another galaxy, and that galaxy contains about 100 billion different stars. So there's over 100 billion galaxies and over 100 billion stars in each galaxy, which could have planets of their own orbiting them. So these are just a few images of what that might look like. Then we talked about how our space travel is really slow, so we need to figure out ways to make it go faster if we're going to try to get out of where we are. Sorry, turtles. Then we talked about fuel being costly, heavy, and it takes up a lot of space. And ships must be able to protect occupants from UV radiation as well, in order to prevent a lot of serious health problems. And the last thing we talked about is the idea of NASA exploring the idea of warp drive. Well, just in case you wanted to know about some of the things that I used during this video, I used Lego Movie Maker for the stop animation. The Tellegami cartoon is an app that you can download on your phone for free. You will need a green screen in order to do the images where I was talking about some of the problems about space travel. And then this video that you're watching now comes from Shadow Puppet, which is kind of like a storyboard app. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys got some ideas about what you might be able to do for your astronomy project, and also maybe you're a little bit more excited about the opportunity to do something different. Thank you.